Alrighty, everybody. Hey, we are live with our wonderful, wonderful comments on the Expeditions, which is actually about halfway through the video that was released today of the Outriders broadcast number 4 Expeditions. The very first part, it covered Technomancer, which we've already covered a little bit in detail. You can catch that other video. So today we're just going to actually go over the Expedition part with post-campaign, who I'm joined by the wonderful, sexy, absolutely beautiful Bomber and Laidy. So... I mean, I can't leave. But yeah. So far, before we get started, what I do want to go over is once again, the game's not coming out till February. So everything we're seeing, there is a possibility it could change. They haven't said stuff's going to change, but you always need to keep in mind shit does change. So what we've seen so far does look amazing. I've only watched a little bit of the video. Most of everything that I've actually watched was actually from stuff that Bomber and Laidy had tweeted in our group chat, and from what I saw with their posting, it looked absolutely fucking amazing.
That.
Yeah,
Alrighty, so sorry guys, I didn't have the audio on, so everything they just fucking said you didn't hear whatsoever.
are you serious? Well,
Oh, yeah,
alright,
I'm
so
serious.
we'll go back. So, I am super excited.
They heard me.
No, just
They
kidding.
just didn't hear
I'm
you
glad
here.
they could hear you.
We are a very professional podcast.
So professional.
Oh, and by the way, so unlike
the
the
lady?
PlayStation 5, we are streaming in 1440. Apparently, I can't do 4K, but we can do 1440. The PlayStation 5 can't. How sad is that?
It doesn't look horrible on my screen. Your guys'
Like
faces look okay. Well, Bomber in usual is looking all shadowy.
Bomber always looks
in person.
shady as fuck. But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? Let's do this one more time. As far as everything we've seen so far, Bomber, you watched the video apparently 9,000 times and jerked off 6 times. So
Yeah, at least. I mean, that's possibly a small number too. So, but yeah, I'm super excited. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
we're
like,
excited.
This game, the video today just solidified everything that I wanted it to be, what I wanted the end game to be. Because basically everything I've seen is very Diablo-esque, and that's a great thing. And since they're doing it this way, and yes, you do see a little bit of Gears, you do see a little bit of Destiny,
I see the Gears.
you do see Anthem, you do
But I didn't
see
play Diablo.
all games, but
I see
think
Gears when they move from
yes, yeah,
when they move from barricade to barricade. I see Gears a lot there.
yeah,
And
the cover
for me,
system there, yep.
The cover system to me, I've never said it, but I never really cared for Gears cover system. But it's also I was never a real huge Gears head. So to me,
Yeah,
I never really got used to it. If I played it more, I probably would have gotten used to it. I've never really got into it whatsoever. I played it with my friends a little bit here and there, but I was never really caught up in it. And I mean, Ghost tried to get me to play Gears 1, and we played like, I don't know, 3 hours of the campaign, and I lost interest. So.
Gears isn't for everybody. I mean, it's not. Like, I'm not a huge fan. I
wasn't a
loved
Diablo
like,
fan.
I loved the first Gears. Played the heck out of the multiplayer then, but then I kind of fell off, and then it's been blah to me since then. But
see, I think my thing is, I like to get loot. I want to get something, and I want to be able to show, hey, look what I got. In Gears, you can't do that. No. Diablo, you can. What I liked about this I've seen so far is it takes a lot of things from a lot of different games that works.
Yep.
And then puts it in this game. And to me, that's really great of the fact of, hey, look, we really like that. We're going to take it. And we're going to use it. So,
yeah, exactly.
do you have any other thoughts before I start the video?
No, I'm stoked. I was kind of, I've always been not on edge, but every fucking broadcast they've come out, I've gotten more and more into it. And then like my last kind of thing that was keeping me away was in-game. I mean, how are they gonna fucking pull off in-game when it's not a games as a service? Like, what are they gonna fucking do? And today they just showed me that, like, yeah, you're gonna want to play, and it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna play for fucking years, like Destiny or a game like that. But I feel like I'm gonna get my fucking money's worth, and I'm just fucking excited for it now. I just want to fucking get in there and character build and make these fucking awesome,
Yeah.
Yep.
amazing fucking shit. So I'm excited.
Alrighty. Well, so without further delay, here we go. There
Let's
should
do
be
it.
sound and everything.
Thanks, Lucy, and hello, lovely people.
I can't see
Okay,
anything for
so you just-
Yeah.
No.
I can't see nor hear.
I didn't think
That's fine.
about it. I'm sorry. I
I
just
can watch.
remembered.
I could just.
I'm
watch
watching
what
on
you're showing.
YouTube.
Yep,
Son of a
same.
bitch. This is gonna fuck some shit up. I totally forgot.
We can watch on YouTube. I think we're good. I might be delayed.
I don't need the audio. It's fine. I can just see where you're at, so that's all that matters. Maybe delayed
Yeah,
though.
no, hang on. This is gonna fuck our video up. I'm sorry, but y'all gotta give me a second, and y'all gonna fucking deal with it.
But yeah, I mean, I'll put in some filler right here while you get everything situated. But like this game, there's just it has the good thing, and this is what I've been saying all day long. Like everybody keeps on, the crazy thing is Laidy posted it, and it has so many people like commenting on it, which is a great thing.
Destiny.
And everybody just keeps on, is this Destiny? Destiny looks great. I'm like, well, I mean, these screenshots, they do scream a little Destiny. I'm not gonna lie, the character screen, all that. But the great thing is it has its own identity. That's something that everybody keeps asking though, is like, is this, a Destiny thing, or is this Anthem? And I'm like, I mean, no, yes, but no. It has its own identity. When you see the gameplay, you'll kind of be like, okay, it's kind of the same, but then the lore, it's full of nothing but story. And when this video gets going, yeah, it's really cool because you get to see what the end game.
We're at a point in this type of game, like this genre of game now, looter shooters, whatever. Destiny kind of was a breakthrough in a way in that genre.
Yeah.
Like we've had things come out, so we're at that point where things are going to be pulling from that game. Like Destiny did it good, it did it well, so of course it's going to take things from here and there. So
yeah, and you got to look at, it's like, why not?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, look at
Why
look
not?
at Destiny now. I mean, I know it's made by Bungie and they made Halo, but they literally just took everything from Halo, put it in Destiny, but put different skins on everything. It's literally what
Okay.
they did.
So,
All right, we're ready for it.
without further delay, I got
That's
it all
correct.
set up. The camera's a
let's
little
do
bit weird, but oh well, we'll deal
fine.
with it.
Okay.
There, fixed Lady. Alrighty, here we go. You guys should be able to watch it as we go. Or not. Or it's not starting. There we go.
Spend the last 40 hours finishing the epic story campaign, build a badass character, and you're pretty
Okay, so I'm stopping real quick. 40 hours to beat the main campaign. So 40 hours before you get to this.
So for me,
40
50.
hours before you get to do what we're about to watch. So just remember that. If people are like, oh, well, it's really short. 40 hours is not a short game. That's quite a bit you're going to be investing.
confident that you can handle everything this wicked world throws at you. But you're also aware that Outriders is a complete experience, straight out of the box, and doesn't have any live service elements. So, now what? Fear not, Outriders. We got you. Your job on Enoch is far from over. We don't want to go into any story spoilers, but for reasons that will become clear, mysterious points of interest have appeared across Enoch. New mysteries and stories are all waiting to be discovered. Precious resources, allowing for even more powerful gear. This is the place where advanced players really get to test their skills. It's a vicious but highly addictive post-campaign mode we call Expeditions. Check it out. This is how it works. After finishing the main storyline, you'll find yourself in a new camp. Among some other additions, you will notice a new station, with a map showing many new areas for you to explore. Oh, and yeah.
So, once you get done, and the tier system, I noticed that actually looks kind of cool. But once you get done, you now have a new area that you get to go into and actually do all this. You have a new camp.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. We're gonna have
this is about
whole
as far
new.
as I got earlier. So,
Yeah,
but,
so
but to me, this is amazing. There's multiple spots you can go to. You can get gear. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
there's 11
15.
or
11.
15. Either 11 or 15 spots. I can't remember because I know they count the Eye of the Storm, which is what that.
I think there was the first you
Well,
got to 4. You were at 4 at the end of the
Oh,
story.
you're
and
talking about the
The-
difficulty. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm
The
talking about the
tiers.
reach tiers. There's 15 tiers here. That means
Yeah.
15 difficulties you can go into. To me, that's awesome. I mean, we have a whole bunch of areas you can go into, which the Eye of the Storm, I'm guessing, is some type of raid system or something. It looks pretty mean.
I hope it's not like Dark Zone.
I hope it's not. Oh, that would, yeah.
but
It
it's
didn't seem that way.
the good thing about this is the replayability once you get to end game. That's the thing that I love. Every tier, which of course they go into it, that's why I'm not going to say anything about it, but it's cool that they do have all these tiers, and this is separated from the campaign, and nothing in
Not
endgame
recycled
is
at all.
recycled. It's all
Which is
new
fucking
story,
fantastic.
quest, everything you're doing here is nothing. It's all different. It's all continued from the campaign that you complete, which is a 40-hour campaign. And I'm sorry, most games you get out there that is just a complete game in a box that's $60, you barely get a 40-hour game. So
You get
just
20.
saying, like,
How
this
much
is,
was
this is
Vanilla
huge.
Destiny? That was what
You
it
could
was
do it in 11 hours.
20?
Yeah, you can do it
Yeah,
in
it was
12.
like not
Yeah.
even
If
if you weren't fucking
knew-
around.
If you
If you knew what to
were
do, it's
doing,
like
you could do it in
8 to 11 hours.
But
Yeah, it was not much.
I think to hit max level 20, I think only took 6 hours because max was 20 was the first, max you could get, then it went up to 30. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is awesome. This is something that we
It's
talked about
incredible.
that I was a little bit worried about how long it was going to take you to get to end
Yep.
game and how end game was going to work. Where this looks like you have to play 40 hours roughly. And mind you, when they say 40 hours, it could be more, could be less. Depends on how quickly you play, how quickly you get
Yeah.
through the campaign. But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, this may not be a live game as a service, but it looks like you're going to be sinking many hours in this game.
I
Oh,
feel like you'll
absolutely.
be getting your money's worth at the end of the day if it's something that
Absolutely.
your
Easy.
fucking tits and giggles, definitely.
Okay, start it up.
Yes. It's pretty important to point out that you won't play any recycled content from the main campaign. Expeditions are big, handcrafted new levels with their own mechanics, challenges, and storyline. Before you start an expedition,
love that
you will
image.
notice the introduction of challenge tiers. It's pretty straightforward. The faster you are able to clear a mission, the richer the rewards. One important
That's
thing
cool.
has changed,
I think
though.
that's awesome.
You won't
Oh,
get
so
any
I
direct
didn't
loot
know
from
that.
your enemies.
Yeah,
That's
Instead,
actually
you'll
kinda
receive
cool.
all your rewards
Yep.
at the end of an expedition, if you manage to complete it. Don't worry though, we won't leave you completely empty-handed even if you fail all your attempts. In this example, you can score a good chunk of epic and rare loot, plus 3 new tiers. That's because we picked the highest at this moment available tier. You can always go lower to one of the previous unlocked tiers if you feel your strategy or build isn't quite ready yet. To be more precise, your newly earned tiers are needed for 2 things. First, tiers progression unlocks new locations for your team to discover. Unlocking all 15 of them will grant you access to the final expedition, the Eye of the Storm. Second, and similar to our world tier system, selected challenge tiers also determine the difficulty of a mission. Here's the kicker. When we release Outriders, your maximum character level is 30, but your weapons and gear can reach up to level 50 in expeditions.
Damn.
Choosing a challenge tier level will show you the expected enemy
That's
level,
so fucking awesome.
which is also the same level
They
range
look
of the
so
loot you
good.
will receive
I
at
love
the
this
end of
part.
a mission.
Oh, that just
So
gave me
before you head
the
into an
chills when all
expedition,
the loot came
make
out.
sure to adjust your strategy and equipment accordingly. There's no other way to go about this. Expeditions are tough. No,
he
wait,
does
let me
love it.
rephrase that. Expeditions are brutal, but for good reason. This content is intended for battle-hardened Outriders who really want to get creative with the nitty and gritty details of specialized character builds. Feeling like a well-tuned
I love
demigod?
that.
Then this is the place for you. But you might want to bring some demigod co-op friends along as well. You'll need them. No matter how strong and well-trained you think you are when you head into expeditions for the first time, you will need to become much more if you want to even reach the ultimate challenge. Stoked yet? Good. Before we dive more into expeditions though, we must first touch on another exciting subject that is heavily linked to this game mode, It's one of the most compelling and important core features of Outriders. Modding, crafting, and everything in between.
Okay, so before we get too far into crafting and everything, so far from what we've seen, it looks great. The tier system looks great on the fact that the quicker you do it, the better the rewards you get. And even if you don't complete it, you still get some rewards to where you still get something rewarding of, hey, we didn't beat it, but at least we got something. We can lower down the difficulty.
Yep.
But it does look amazing on the fact that you have to do all 15 to unlock the storm, and each one of those can be then increased. There's challenges inside of it.
Harder.
I mean, to me, it's replayability to max level to where if you really want to test to see how good you are and whatnot. And yeah, they said there's no live service, which that's fine. I would think that depending on how good it is, we could see Outriders 2. But so far, it looks amazing. Having said that, I still have some worries and some reservations, but everything so far does look good.
The best part, like what they were talking about right there, is the once you go up in levels, the item levels, and that's one of the things that I love, is the item levels are dropping at the difficulty that you see. So you'll see like item level 44. Well, that's what you need if you want the weapon level 44s. Then okay, cool. If you're already equipped, ready to go, but sometimes, and this is another thing, like if you're not equipped right, even if you have high level, like if your team isn't like meshed well, it may not go well. So, and I think that's a really cool thing. That's
like character builds are going to come into such a fucking play with this game. I feel like if your setup isn't set up the right way to play with whoever you're playing with, you're going to be screwed. And I think that's why they gave us that ability to just go in and change it whenever you want, which is that's fantastic.
Well, so I think also it'll come down to what mods you're running on your weapons.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the mods are going to be absolutely. Did you read that article today, Bomber? I was reading that guy's shit today. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know half of this. It was fucking fantastic. Yeah. So earlier on in this video, I saw like just now. I didn't catch it earlier. It said like, if you fail all of your attempts, like, so are you going to have multiple attempts for each?
So I caught that he said multiple, that if you fail all your attempts, but he said, don't worry, we got you. So that's the one thing that I caught, but he didn't go into detail. So I'm kind of wondering.
They don't go into detail.
How do you get attempts? How many do you get?
How many do we get?
Thing or things like that. But if it's not a live game of service,
it can't be weekly.
It wouldn't be weekly. So I'm wondering if it's something where you then have to go back to a prior level,
because it's
prior area to get more.
Well, because it's timed. So if you don't meet, I think it's all like a timer base. So if you keep dying and that end timer ends, so I think you may.
So that would be your attempt, you think? Like
that'd be an attempt. So then it resets or whatever. So that could be it. I mean, I don't know. I've tried trying to search for that today, and I haven't seen anything yet.
Definitely interesting, though. Definitely
but
something.
This world is cool. I love the fact that it's all story driven. Like every bit of it's story. Like every bit of it, and it's so good. Like that's what I love.
Okay. So here we go into crafting, which is something that we all three of us have been excited about, because crafting to me allows the game to be longer. The only thing is I'm hoping it's not crafting like Division 2. I thought the crafting in Division 2 was absolutely horrible. Just horrible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Upgrading and modifying your gear is an integral part of Outriders and gives you unparalleled freedom to strive for that perfect build. Dedicated players can experiment with a myriad of combinations to maximize and adapt their effectiveness for any given challenge. It's the foundation for countless hours of fun, and in the case of expeditions, even mandatory for survival. Let's talk about mods first. Mods are passive skills that can significantly alter the way your weapons, armor, or abilities work. For instance, they can add effects to your gunplay irrespective of your class, sticking your enemy with a nasty status effect like freeze, bleed, weaken, toxic, and many more. With rare and specialized mods equipped, you can even get a taste of the powers of a whole different class. For example, Golem's Limp is a legendary shotgun. It will grant its...
Okay, I'm sorry, but that gun looks awesome that it's moving.
Dude, most of the guns have like those effects that they're like...
It's all elemental. It's all part of this world. So that's why almost everything you see, it's like all moving. Their armor moves. Like it's a... I don't know why. Like I just feel like it's just
there is some Destiny in there. There's some Gears in there. There's some Diablo. There's a lot of things from a lot of places. So it actually...
You see the mods down below?
Yeah, killing grants one's Golem Rising. Killing shots grant you protective Golem effect for 3 seconds, which I'm wondering what that is. And then Vampire, killing shots grant 15% skill leech boost for 20 seconds. That's kind of neat.
Wielded a Devastator's Golem skin for 3 seconds after every killing shot. In this case, helping out a Pyromancer.
Oh, that is badass.
Or maybe you get lucky and find this little gem, which takes a page from the
That
Trickster's
fucking
book
gun
about
looks
bending time and space. This mod will hit your opponent with a slow effect, like the Trickster's melee attack. But here we see a Technomancer making use of it. So broadly speaking, we're
So
looking at
that's
2
actually kinda
types of
cool. You can
mods.
actually use some
General
things to make
mods,
it
as
more
just
like-
described, can be applied to boost
Yeah,
or alter
from
how your
other
weapons and
classes.
armor work. But we also have skill mods, which are class specific. Those bad boys can amplify and change any of your 8 anomaly infused powers per class, and can only be applied to armor. Like giving a Trickster a second temporal slice. Or how about increasing the damage, radius and ammo of your Technomancer's rocket launcher? By equipping the Spike Forest mod, a Devastator
This
is
one.
able to stick his worries on much more than just one skewer. All our mods are segmented into 3 tiers,
Kebabs.
and you're able to collect them by dismantling the found gear that holds them. The rarity of a piece will determine what mod tier and amount of mods it might spawn with, except for our legendary gear, which has dedicated mods that can only be found on these specific items. These would be the mods in the tier 3 category, for instance. So far so good. Now here's a really cool thing. Once collected, you can apply and mix match your mods however you want. Let's say you went through hell and back on a challenge, got lucky and walked away with the legendary assault rifle Absolute Zero. Yes, it absolutely wreaks havoc, and freezing bullets are awesome. But you know what's even more?
I'm sorry, that's so awesome watching that.
Oh, dude, the gore in this game
The gore
is
is gonna
just-
be
it's-
great.
it's
The
so-
visuals.
It's gonna be
Yes.
so good. Can't
It's
wait.
gonna be visually satisfying when you do your abilities
Blow
or
someone
just
the fuck
shooting
up.
people.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also love that it said like if you're lucky enough to walk away with
yeah, exactly.
that gun. So they're gonna be kind of area
Like-
specific maybe or
Maybe or challenge
Or just
specific or
so
something like that.
random. Yep. Or tier. Like it's only gonna.
I don't know.
drop
Either
certain
way,
tiers.
like
Exactly.
I'm just waiting for
Frozen-
that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got that fucking gun.
And
Suck it.
enemies that get struck by lightning. So let's get to it. Luckily I found a legendary weapon called Thunderbird earlier in the game.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And with my much higher level now, I decided to dismantle it and go for the mods. Quick piece of intel though. If a
I
weapon
love that
already
too.
has 2 mods slotted, you can only change one of those 2 mods. Now let's select the Ultimate Stormwhip mod, the one we scored.
So if it already has 2 mods slotted, you can only
You
change
can only
one of
move
them.
one. Yes.
Yeah, and you can dismantle it and get the mods off of it, which I think
Yes.
is like a big fucking deal. In
Oh yeah.
my
Well, I
mind.
mean that's a nice way that you can actually get them. so
Earlier from the
it's
Thunderbird,
the whole
and
point
the
of
slot
melee
on the
stuff.
weapon with the mod
Yeah.
we want to replace. Now all we have to do in order to get this new dream weapon build is to spend a little of our resources. In this case, 396 iron. Beautiful. And this is just one little example how you can alter and upgrade every single piece of gear in Outriders.
Lightning and ice. That's fucking sick.
So what else can
It's
we
so
do in this
cool looking.
crafting table? Improve rarity lets us improve the primary parameters of every item that isn't epic or legendary. There's firepower for weapons and armor for your wearables. By the way, hovering over the crafting options will reveal a color code explaining what rarity is needed for each craft. Here we look at unusual, rare, epic and legendary. Next up, swap variant. Here you can alter how your weapon fires and behaves in the field.
Oh, that's
Each
awesome.
weapon offers different variants depending on the type of weapon. You can unlock even more variants as your character level progresses. And last but not least, level up. Which is pretty much as straightforward as it sounds. Similar to improve rarity, raising a level of your equipment will boost firepower or armor. I think it's pretty obvious now. If you're really into tinkering with your equipment, Outriders will give you a lot of creative freedom to do just that. With about 350 individual mods across weapons, armor and skills, players have a lot of possibilities to
Right?
experiment and home in on that perfect build.
Dude, there's gonna be some
Also keep in mind,
crazy-ass fucking
everything we
builds
just
you
saw
can
in the
build.
crafting department
Oh,
is
absolutely.
directly linked to
It's gonna be
this.
fantastic. I can't wait for like
Fine-tuning
build
your
guides
skills
and shit.
equipment in conjunction with the skill tree. A skill tree that you can respec at any time without any cost. And this is where things really get interesting. Makes you
Just
wonder
about
how
this.
deep this rabbit hole goes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Expeditions will challenge you and your team not only on a skill level, but also on how
I'm sorry. The armor looks sick.
Oh yeah.
Just-
And
the
then
guns look awesome.
Every time.
in Cyber, I know you're asking if this is like superior Anthem game. I mean, it definitely takes some things from it, and when you see the gameplay when they show it, yes, you'll kind of be like, okay, this does look like it, but the skill trees is what I think is the phenomenal part about it, and you can change it whenever you want, however you want. Your specials, all your 8 abilities that you can unlock, can be changed even when you're in killing things, but
And
you
mind
Yeah,
probably
you
don't
can
wanna do
be
that.
in game and just change it up. It's
We've
fucking...
only seen the 4 abilities of all the classes. They have not shown the extra abilities of all of them. So, I mean, this will be kind of cool. The one thing I'm wondering that they didn't touch on it, will the mods, because they talked about that you can use some mods to actually make your class like some of the other classes. Can you get the mods to make some of your stuff like
different elements?
I guess
type
so,
of
like
thing?
maybe a different element, different
Just like the the one mod was lightning. You're gonna have ones that do fire, some that do poison. So you're gonna have different mods. I mean, there's 350 of them, and they
heated
have
heavy,
different tiers.
you can reset your skill tree at any time and it doesn't cost you anything.
Yep.
No,
So
it's
if you
just
you
use
just
your skill
reset it
tree
at
and
any
you
time.
realize it sucks and you're in the middle of combat, you can reset it and redo it the way you need to. Or if you find a gun and you find the mods that you want, you can reset it then at any time. So that to
You're
me
also
is
gonna have
awesome.
6 character slots, which is
Yeah,
fucking
I
fantastic.
don't know. They haven't, as much as they have said you can reset it at any time. I don't know if that's something you can do when you're actually
in
in
game.
a game, like
I'm
going
pretty
and
sure
fighting.
that
Because I think the only
I'm
thing you
getting
can change while fighting or killing and stuff are your 8 abilities. Other than that, I think your
switch
skill
back
tree
and
has
forth
to be
between the abilities. I do
prior to
remember
you
that.
going into the campaign quest, whatever you're doing, or if you're in the end game
See,
already.
I mean,
So I
they
don't
haven't-
know that
they
yet.
haven't
They
said
haven't
it.
specifically said that yet. So that's why I
Yeah,
don't
they
want
haven't
to say
said
no,
it,
they don't. But
But from what I've gathered just from the little bit that we've gotten,
I feel
I
like you
won't say
could.
to know the developers, but from the videos that they've shown, the answers
But
they've
it's-
given, it almost seems like they want you to be able to play the game you want the way you want. So in a way, if you need to change it on the fly, they'll let you change it on the fly. However, saying that, I don't know if it's further in the video, but I have a feeling the Eye of the Storm is going to have its own difficulties and its own shit that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
Also, changing it on the fly, like in a game like this, when everything's so immersive and you have like constant shoot
mind
or
you-
testing, that might be just
they've said in other videos, and we talked about it. If you sit still, you're gonna get fucked up. The whole
Yeah,
point of
you're
this
gonna get
game is
fucked.
you have to be aggressive.
And
There
the
is
cool
no
thing,
standing back and hey, I'm gonna let them come to me. If you let the enemy come to you, they have said basically the enemy will fuck you up. Like you have
so
to play
respecting
aggressive.
mid fight it just doesn't sound
and
like a good
and the
plan.
cool thing about, like, I know we've covered this, but for anybody that's new in today, coming in and never haven't watched any of this stuff, but the oh crap, I literally just lost train of thought right there. Why did I do that?
I would say because you're drunk, but
Shit.
that's me.
No, that's definitely not it. Well, damn, never mind. Oh no, the UI, like your whole entire UI on your screen, you
it's
can
completely
customize.
It's adjustable.
So
Oh,
you can
that's
adjust
so...
it all the way where you can have as much crap on the screen as you want, or literally nothing on the screen. So it literally allows you to fully immerse yourself however you feel the need. Which
When
I
have
think
we
is
gotten that
amazing.
before? Like something
Never.
that
On
specific.
console.
There are
on
some games
console,
that I remember
zero.
playing on console.
0 on console.
But it was never to this point. It was you got
No,
this,
never.
just that, but it's never to the point of you could actually make it to what you want.
Yeah.
How well your builds are tuned and in sync with another. That's why going deep into customization aspects of Outriders is not only super fun, but also vastly improves your lifespan on Enoch in general. Tune and optimize your skill tree for the challenge ahead, and find effective ways to complement the available powers from your Outrider squad mates. Especially when you want to take on higher world tiers in a story campaign, for instance. Okay, we covered crafting and upgrading your gear. Let's talk a little bit more about expeditions. As I said in the beginning, all of our expeditions are big, bespoke new levels in the game. And we have 14 of them ready for you to conquer when we ship on February 2nd, 2021. Of course, we want to leave the excitement and fun of exploring these new areas for you. But hey, let's take a quick peek, shall we?
I've sensed a deep, humming noise reverberating from deep within the forest. It comes and goes, but During our journey, it has grown louder. And next to this gate, it is more piercing than ever. Outrider, I need to know the cause of this.
This is on tier 1, guys.
The expeditions are
Tiago's
basically
right about
kind of
that,
going to be like
Hog.
strikes. I feel like if
Teeth
we're
are
going
chattering
into
from
like the Destiny
vibration.
thing, like
Strange
those.
structure.
Yeah,
Some kind of
I
switch
agree
over there.
That, yeah, a dungeon strike area type thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, this looks awesome. See, this is where I'd be like, who the fuck touched it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was
Why
great.
is that thing playing?
See, at least right there, though, you can hear the music. I think you gotta know, like, what shit's about to go down.
That's kind of cool how he throws them there. It's speeding it up. It's not me, guys, so they're showing it as it goes. But it is pretty good. I would imagine it would have ray tracing play up.
We don't know. They have not said anything on it. They just said
Nice
the
view.
next gen upgrades will be free if you buy the Xbox One or PS4 versions. So we just don't know if it's going to have ray tracing,
An
what the
obelisk
spec,
mechanism
like
in
all
the
the
middle.
goodies
Could
are
be the
yet.
way forward.
Yeah.
Yep, this is where shit goes bad.
This reminded me of Anthem right here, only 3 points.
Well, it reminded me of Destiny.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
totally.
they all do it. They
Yeah.
definitely all do it. Stupid point holes. I hate it.
I love that the very side it says Lucy Square Enix has no friends.
Shut up.
Really? I didn't see it.
Ectomancer and Pyromancer and Trickster. Oh, no, that's a Devastator.
I can't tell what the other ones are.
The Ground Slam was a Devastator, that's all I could tell.
Yeah, because this one's the Technomancer, I think.
They did say these would be large areas, so I am wondering how long it takes to get through them.
Yeah, they haven't talked about that. Which is also pretty cool, too.
Well, current time's at 15 minutes. Oh, never mind. This is jumping around all over there. Not
Yeah, because they don't want to spoil anything. Because you get story
so
elements.
badass.
The Trickster just keeps looking better and better. Now, Pyromancer, yeah, I want that. I'm out and play them all.
Turn the volume down, guys, so you can hear Bongo.
You may not
We
want
can't wait for you and your friends to face Enoch's ultimate challengers.
God, that's a lot of
I
work.
hope you liked what you saw, and as always, stay safe out there and take care of each other. Sven out.
Thank you, Sven. Now, before we pass the mic to Robbie for the community Q&A, we wanted to share a first proper look at the Hells Rangers content pack. I did say content pack. Hear
this is
me
the
out. So we have always
microtransaction.
maintained that Outriders is a
One
complete
micro, the way
experience
she does it.
in the game.
Yes, it's
You
great.
don't pay any microtransactions, whether it's items or gear or even the lore, it's all in the game. And that is still true, all right? However, we had to offer up something cool for people who are pre-ordering the game. So if you do pre-order Outriders, you will receive the Hells Rangers content pack for free. And later down the line, if you didn't pre-order and you feel like you missed out, you can purchase it separately. However, look me in the eye on this one, I wouldn't lie to you.
lot of
You
howevers.
do not receive any special advantage. You don't get a special ability. It's not pay to win. All it does is make you look metal AF. It just looks really cool, all right?
I love this chick, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
The centerpiece of the Hells Rangers pack is an ornate Cerberus decal, which can adorn your Outriders truck.
Thing, it looks so freaking
On top of
badass.
this, there are 2 Hells Rangers gear sets for both Outriders body types, complete with a particularly fetching face.
Okay, we just watched some really badass armor sets, and oh yeah, this looks awesome, and then we get this.
Right?
Of course, but again, this is free if you pre-order. And then I
I
think
don't
what,
care.
$10.
I don't care. They were such
That was-
detailed
No,
models and looked awesome, and then it's
I completely
Raggedy
understand.
Ann and Andy.
No, I get it. I get it.
Like those like
but it still
beginning
feels
game,
awesome.
like when you're coming in,
Yeah,
because
when
it
you first
probably
coming
looks
in.
way better than the fucking level 1 armor you're gonna be getting.
I know.
biker jackets. Finally, there's not one, not two, not three. Okay, let's skip ahead. We're going to be here a while. But
Yeah, those guns do
11
not look
Hell's
good.
Rangers
Cool.
weapons. One for each gun type in the
Yeah,
game.
one for every gun. Yeah, I love that.
Cool, right? And just to reiterate, this is available now to anyone who pre-orders Outriders. Oh, and if you're wondering whether to buy it on this current generation of consoles or you want to wait till next gen, we will be offering a free upgrade to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So you can be confident in whatever you choose. Okay, we are approaching time on Broadcast 4, but we still have a plethora of
They said they'll be offering an upgrade. Do you think that's going to be right at
Special
launch, or that has to be
See,
right because
I
it's
mean,
coming out?
I feel like it's gonna be at launch that if you happen to already upgrade, like I don't see them delaying.
Maybe that's why they delayed it.
Maybe.
It could be. I mean, they could also just be, just making sure it's up to par, because you gotta think this is Square Enix. Now, granted, it is People Can Fly, but it is Square Enix that just made Avengers, and it's a hellhole. And so not for everybody. I mean, some people still love that game, and cool if you do, but it fell off as far as the player base. So
A lot of people played it
I
right
feel
after.
like they are making sure that this game is especially since it is not a games of service. Like, I just feel like they're just making sure this game is
It's going to
ready.
be fucking legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think you
far,
just
and
said game
it's
like 9 times in a row.
I don't care. I'll say game again. This game is
Game.
freaking. It has gotten better every time they've shown it. And
I agree with
so,
that.
It's
Even
something that has
graphically,
evolved.
it's so
Yeah,
weird. From the
graphically,
first broadcast to this broadcast,
Absolutely.
like you can see the progress that it's like they're
Oh, yeah.
making in game.
and,
It's
I'm
amazing.
hoping, and this is what I'll just cross my fingers at 60 frames a second, because like my thing is, I know, like Leo even asked, hey, I wonder if it's gonna have ray tracing. I almost hope it doesn't. Like, I just hope they put as much, just use all the resources in the box. Don't even add ray tracing, and just let me have that 60 frames a second at the
Mhm.
highest fidelity possible, especially with all those effects going off. That's where I think if you had ray tracing, it would only be a 30 frames per second game. I think, because I just think all the particles, everything going on, would bog down. I mean,
Everything.
I know it's a strong box. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know I'm not no freaking. I don't make these.
But people are still
next
going to be
gen
playing
machines.
on last gen too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I mean,
And I mean, Oddcast, welcome to the show, man. To me, I'd rather have 60 frames in 4K, but I'd rather have 60 frames in 4K than ray tracing. And ray tracing will make it look good, but the one thing I do want to point out is Jez earlier this week had said that Watchdog Legions, all the pictures he had taken, is just from the actual Xbox Series X upgrading Xbox One game. It was not.
it doesn't have the patch.
It was not patched. It was not enhanced. So if a game like that looks that good being enhanced, just imagine a game that is designed for the Xbox Series X
yeah,
and the PlayStation 5 playing
Yep.
on the PlayStation 5.
It's
And
like-
this is designed for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One and the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. So it will look good. It will look awesome. The only thing I worry about, and like Bomber just said, is it has to be at 60 frames. If you're going to release this game at 30 frames with everything going on,
It's
Yeah.
gonna bog. It's just gonna make.
they
it feel
talked
slow.
about it kind of like how everything is like happens so fast, and there's so much going on in your screens. Because one of the community questions was, why is there 4 character types, but you can only play with 3 people at a time? And they were like, there was just too much happening with 4 people on the screen and everything going on. It was just chaotic and crazy.
They said it
So
was too much going on, which I can see that, because
yeah,
like, even from a Diablo player that's a top down, and you can, and it kind of scrolls out a little bit when you have 4 people on there, especially with depending on what classes you have, it gets chaotic, and it's hard to see where everything
Well, I
is.
mean,
So you can
look
only
at-
imagine this one being over the shoulder.
and it has so much going on in general.
Yeah.
So if they did that
So
at
many
30, I can
enemies.
just see it
Well,
being
and look
like
at
a
everything
fucking
that's going on, all the explosions and everything else. You have a 4th person in there causing all the explosions. I mean, that's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot
Right.
to demand from hardware.
And that's probably why they did that. Like Xbox One and
Right.
PS4 can't even handle it. They're like, nope.
Nope, not happening.
So there's 3 minutes left of the broadcast. We can go into the Q&A, or if you want, we can open up the Q&A to you guys, and we can answer what you guys would want. I personally would rather just...
Yeah, just
If you-
anybody has questions, yeah.
if you guys have questions,
do
shoot
that.
them out. We will answer anything and everything that you guys can. Anything that we don't know, we will find out for you guys. So have at it. Open it up. What are your questions
Or your concerns, or
or
you know,
concerns?
anything like
Yeah.
that. Because
And if any question
mean-
is, does Bomber wear underwear? I don't know.
I don't.
Does he ever wear a shirt? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Just it's glued
It's
on.
just that white. It's that white.
But yeah, I mean, I think especially for anybody like, definitely watch these videos. Like they've made 4. Go watch them. Go watch all the spotlights of each of the classes, because that's amazing. We have it on our
Laidy's
YouTube
wine
here.
does
So
have ray tracing, and if I was a hot dog, I'd be an Oscar Mayer.
I'd be what was
I'd
it?
be a Sonoran dog because Southwest Joe. I need
I'm trying to
extra
think.
spicy salsa on top.
Oddcast, go ahead with your question.
Probably be Nathan's.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? No. Oddcast, go ahead with your question, man. Shoot it
Hot
out.
dog's a taco.
Estimated size. They have not gone over that.
Yeah, they actually have not released how big this game is going to be. I am going to throw my own estimation out there. With 40 hours of campaign, the whole bunch more that is actually going to be out there, and no live service, which means it's going to be on your system,
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
going to say it's going to be between 80 and 95 gigabytes.
I think it's going to be in the 70-ish range.
I'm gonna go with
Um,
70-ish because it's not super open world. You've got
Yeah,
separated
it's-
fillings there. If it was like go out and see the world with everybody, I can see it getting up there. But I don't know.
Yeah. And then, of course, depending on what they do, I mean, we've seen certain techniques for certain games already coming out saying, hey, it's only 40 gigs for, Valhalla. It's only, some things are getting so much, like they're able to compress more now. Now, yeah.
If they're not
Lord,
lazy
Jesus.
devs.
Yeah, if they're not Activision.
Call of
and
Duty.
take away all your internal memory.
Yeah, Heated Heavy. They said there's a 40-hour campaign. Now, mind you, some people get through it faster, some people will not get it through as fast. But there's a 40-hour campaign. And
I like
that
to take in
campaign
the site, so
has
I'll
to be
probably
done before you can get to the end game, which is what we showed today. So,
And they have
all
said,
in all, I would say you have easily over 100 hours of gameplay in this game. Easily.
oh, easy. I'd say easy just because they've even said there's so many.
I put
side
286 hours into Anthem, and I can see way
there's
more
like
hours
no-
put into this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have 800 and something into
And
Destiny.
Destiny.
And I stopped
Yeah.
playing that, or Destiny 1, like first Destiny. I stopped
And
playing
see,
that.
and
pretty
this
early on.
one, I don't see, unless again, like yes, it's not a games as a service, but could they easily drop an expansion in a year?
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Add on
It's
some
just
of the
Pay
fucking
$15, get
expeditions.
another 20 hours worth of story and
Get
more
another 4
in-game content.
expeditions. Get like,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Give me
So,
that, absolutely.
The one thing I didn't notice in the video is they don't talk about Eye of the Storm. All they say is it'll lead up to the Eye of the Storm.
Yes, because they're not going to talk about that yet.
Unless they talk about it on. I mean, they did say like
They
stay
have
tuned.
more
We
coming
have
out.
4
You got to
months.
think. You
but-
have 4 months until it comes out, or 3.
I mean, I'm hoping Eye
Three?
of the Storm is like a raid event
Oh,
type
3.
thing. I'm hoping it is not a Dark Zone type thing. It would be cool.
I
if
don't
they
know what
did
Dark
allow
Zone
it for
is,
6
but-
players or something like that, but we'll see.
Dark
What is
Zone's
Dark
like a player versus player type of shit.
No, I think
I know.
it's
I don't
going
think they'll-
to be. I just think it's just a higher.
Like a
because, I mean,
raid.
they even
It's
say
going to be
that
something harder.
It's just going to be way tougher. I think is just that's what it is. It's not going to be this. It may not even be tiered. I don't even know because they just say it's just a harder area, and you have to get through the 15 tiers to get to it. So you're going to be in those 15
Crazy.
tiers
Like
for
when
a
you
while.
think
And-
about that, like you
and
have to
not
get
even
through
just that.
15 tiers.
And that's just in the end game. You can go back, which I love. Go back to the campaign and go
Story.
through those tiers and still get loot.
So,
So,
that's actually
that's
a
the good
question
part.
I had for you two.
Yep.
So you have your own difficulties in the campaign. Are those the same difficulties that will be in the end game, or the end game difficulty is going to be higher due to the fact that you can get different gear out of end game than you can in regular?
Okay, so
In game will be higher.
end
From
game
what I
starts at 30.
30.
Is all your item levels start at 30, whereas
Mhm.
technically in the
In campaign, it
campaign
goes up to 30.
it starts from 1 up to 30. So you're not going to get.
Well, yeah, but didn't they say in the campaign you could actually, when you go back to help your friends, that
No, you can be in a
difficulty tier?
yes, because
And
you
I
can
guess
have
that's what I'm asking is
because of your level.
Yeah,
If you but you
so-
don't level in the end game other than your weapons.
No. I guess what I'm asking is, level 30 at max is weapons and armor go up to level 50. So let's say you're at level 50 with everything that you have.
Yeah.
Can you
go
still go
back
back into the campaign
Well, no,
and play with it?
You can go back and play, but because you're so maxed out now, will it be even easier because the campaign and in game are a little bit differently as far as their difficulties?
I would
Or
assume.
will that difficulty from your end game carry back to over there? So it still will be a challenge for you.
I mean, you
We've
still
already
have
talked
the
about
tier.
the scaling, so
Yeah, you still have the 15 tiers. So if you put, and this is me just thinking out loud because they really haven't fully just dived in and gave like a 30-minute spill on just the tiers, but you have 15 tiers in the campaign as well as what you have in endgame. So I would assume if you decide, hey, I'm running at tier 8 in the endgame or whatever, it may be, say, tier 12 would be your equivalent maybe in the campaign side. Maybe. I don't know. Because
I can see that.
only
but
because they've only said your tiered gear is only in the end game where it goes over that, level 30 mark. So I don't know how that correlates, but I just know I feel like what you want to do is be able to go back, help people out, and just destroy stuff. And I believe that's going to be the case. I think you're going to be able to go in there once you have maxed out 50, everything, and you're rocking it. And you
help your buddy like level up his next character,
Yeah.
get through the
I
story,
guess that's
speed
where-
runs.
I guess that's where I was thinking on the fact that you'll have your own difficulties in the campaign.
Yeah,
where,
I think so.
Let's say you're level 29 and you go back to help your friend at level 1, everything will be added to level 29 difficulty for you. Everything will be a level 1 for him. But if you're at end game and you're level 48 and you go back, it still will be a level 30, but you're just going to smoke through fucking everything.
I think so. I think that's exactly how it is, because you're still level 30, your weapons are level 50 or 48 or whatever you're at. So I think you're going to hit harder.
Like they showed when he was increasing the difficulty, it showed the character, the enemy go up as far as levels.
Yep.
The one thing I did see though is they were at level 10 and the enemy was at 47. So that means that at level 15 they're going to have levels on you.
Yeah, which makes it crazy. Just to think.
I'm worried about like going in so when you have say you guys are playing so much more than I am, or whatever, we get to the end game, we get to those last 15 tiers and I want to fucking go in with you guys. It's not going to be fucking hard as hell to go up to be like, oh, you're already in.
Oh yeah.
Now I think the end game side is going to be like the end game.
I'm not going to be able to go up to you. Like it's not going to happen.
Remember,
if me and
Bomber come back.
Yeah, if we're at we would just drop it down easy because there's no point to run you with this because we'd die.
They said the quicker you do it, the better the rewards you get. So let's say we
fucking
drop it down to tier 2, we could smoke through it. You'll get better rewards than if we did it
for yourself. Yep.
Yeah.
And
so
see,
to me,
because it would just hurt us if we're rocking 10s, but then you come in, you're only at 4. We try to bring you in a 10. No, we're not going to survive because we're going to be constantly.
Well, you need your whole team in this game. Like you need your whole team.
The more people that are in the game, the more difficult the enemies are. They've said so.
And with them, I'm wondering if with each tier you're going to have different loot. Like we've talked about, the loot specific areas. I'm wondering if as you get higher, you'll have a higher chance of the legendaries, all of that and stuff. But is each expedition each one going to have specific loot for that one that boss?
I feel like it's
I feel like it'll go that way.
I really do feel like it's more Diablo-esque. Like a lot of this just feels more Diablo than anything else.
Dungeon-y and
Whereas it doesn't matter where you're at, you can just get any drop.
Okay, I'm rolling the video a little bit. Okay, so this
loot,
is him turning
plus
it up.
3 new tiers.
Heart of the
That's
Wild.
because
So
you
that's
picked
the name of the
highest
expedition.
at this moment available tier. You can always go lower to one of the previous unlocked tiers if you feel your
Notice
strategy
how
The enemies and
or
loot
gear
level.
aren't quite ready yet.
And the enemies
To be
and
more precise, your newly
Oh, yeah,
earned
I see that
tiers
now.
are needed for 2 things. First, tiers progression unlocks new locations for your team to discover. Unlocking
And
all
then
15
you
of
know
them
the higher
will
the
grant
tier, the
access
more
to the
locations
final
you can go to.
expedition,
So
the Eye of
if
the
you don't,
Storm.
you may
Oh,
not be
well,
able to
I
hit.
didn't catch
similar
that the
to our
first time.
world tier
That's
Yeah,
system,
so
oh, sweet.
select the
if you
challenge
if you
tiers
you know
also
you're stuck on
determine the
4,
difficulty of the
well,
mission.
you're only going to unlock
here you
those
go, right
first
here.
4 or
When we
whatever.
release Outriders, second, and similar to our world tier system, selected challenge tiers
Reminds me of
also
Borderlands.
determine the difficulty of the mission.
So as
Here's
he
the kicker.
increases it,
When we release Outriders, your maximum character level is 30, but your weapons determine the
Yeah, you're
difficulty.
at the pause it right there.
Here's the kicker.
so notice the times. In order to get this right here, which is 2 epic crates, you have to make 7 minutes.
What is the lowest one? I can't see because my screen is a little
no
blurry.
bonus reward, 13 minutes.
Hmm.
Anything over 13
Oh
minutes,
my
12
God, that's not
seconds,
even
you
like
get
double.
nothing. At
Yeah,
13
so-
minutes, 12 seconds, you get 1 epic gear and 2 rare gears.
So
At
think about
10
it.
minutes.
So
but
we're
mind
gonna
you,
be quick.
The one thing
Yeah,
I
so
noticed
all
though
stuff
that
is quick.
I guess I have a question is when it shows the loot dropping, if you get gold, do you also get silver and bronze? So technically you're getting 4 epic and 5 rare.
Oh, like are
Possibly,
you
'cause
getting
when
all
you
the loot
see
from the
when you see it
store?
on the screen when they
When you see
show
on
it,
screen, a bunch of shit
you
drops
see a
out.
whole bunch of stuff drop.
that
So
shit
I feel like
popped
that's
out.
true.
Yeah.
So I think that could be exactly what you're talking about. As long as you hit each tier, you get things underneath it. They don't say that, but it kind of seems that way with the picture. With at the end of the thing, you have like 15 things around you.
I mean, it would make sense to me.
because
but
you
mind
need it. Because you also need it. You need
Yeah.
it for
Oh
resources.
yeah, I mean it breaks stuff down to get mods and all that with 380 mods
Yep.
in the game. But what's interesting is gold is half the time almost of
Which is,
bronze.
but think about it. That's 7 minutes, right? So
That's-
you're
you were
thinking
rocking
you're
it.
you're going through this stuff fast, but look at the one underneath it. How much is that? I can't see it. But
It's,
10
set
minutes?
tier 6,
Yeah,
enemy
so
38, silver's
7,
at 10
10,
minutes.
15.
Yeah,
right?
silver's at 10, bronze is
Yeah.
at 13. So,
So
every 3
13
minutes you get something better. Like 3
So
minutes,
at
5
minimum,
seconds.
So at the minimum or say maximum time, it should take you not even 15 minutes to run a expedition, which is really good. That means
Especially
you're-
for us because we
Yeah,
don't have a
but-
lot of time.
Yeah, and that's not just that. Like if you have quite a few friends and you want to just be like, hey, let's jump in. Okay, let's just do this one. Okay, how I want to jump with them and run another one. Okay, that's fine.
Also determine the
You're only going to
difficulty
be
of
in
the
there for
mission.
15 minutes or maybe 7.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all rock it, shoot, you can run a couple of them while
Let's
it
fucking
just
hope we
it just
can.
allows you to. You're not in something for 45 minutes, or an hour.
Like a
hour and a
raid
half.
where it's like, hey, we have to go do this raid. Everybody block out 4 fucking hours so we can get the gear that we want. Yeah.
Now, granted, you may die a lot,
Here's
and
the
like you
kicker.
said, we may have to, have so many chances at running this thing. So, like I said, I'm hyped. I am. I can't help it. I am as
Okay.
hyped as I
I
was
need a
for
co-op.
Anthem.
I'm just fucking
And
excited.
this fills all the needs that I want from a game that I can't
Yeah, it
get until
does.
Diablo comes out. So, like, I'm excited for it.
No, I
I may
agree.
be overly excited at
So
this.
the one
I
thing
think
I
me too.
noticed
I hope we're not disappointed. By
is
it.
Right.
The time doesn't change.
What do you
So
mean?
watch.
You just get more loot, is all this. Well, yeah, because I mean,
No,
I would
with
figure,
the
I
other,
wouldn't
like-
figure
Oh, so
if you
this
could
one's
rock it through
Boomtown.
there with it being
Okay,
at higher
so-
difficulty.
So when I hit play, watch the times. Don't watch what he's changing.
Challenge tiers also determine the difficulty of the mission. Here's the kicker.
Time doesn't change at all.
Oh.
That's good.
So he's going up in tiers, but the times are saying, okay, I get what
Times
you're
are still
saying
staying
now.
the same.
Yeah.
So the
it
time
should.
frame is it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
well, I mean the raids do
That's
take a
all.
while. This looks like to where if you have the right gear, right setup, and everything, which
10
is going to
minutes.
come down to knowing
Just
what
say
you're
10
facing,
minutes.
you're looking at 13 to 7 minutes.
Fucking
And
badass.
see, and that's another thing. Like Leo said, I think the longest part of this part is literally getting everybody synced and ready before
Well,
you go
and
into these.
what I am wondering is the environments look different, so I'm wondering if they are going to play different. So if you have that gun that actually makes things into ice, well, if you go to an area that is ice, I would imagine they'd have a resistance to it. So hey, don't bring that gun, bring the one with fire.
Yeah, bring
Or change out your mod and don't make
Yeah.
it a fire, like make it
You
fire
need
instead of
different
ice.
Yeah,
character
because
builds
remember
for
on the
each thing.
legendaries, anything that has 2 mods, you can only change one out. And from what it looked like, the moment you change it, it locks the one down permanently, is what it looked like, because it put a lock on it. So I'm guessing that one's locked permanently, and you can't change that out ever again.
I don't think so. I just think it locks it to it because you
destroy
can't
it.
take it out yet, but you can go back and change it out because it says you can change it out as much as you want as long as you have resources for it, but you can only change one out. Only one
Says-
if it has 2 in it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where I'm still like, where did we see, like, how do we, is it just collecting resources like any other, like, just
No,
run
Yeah,
around
so
and collect
you,
shit?
you'll
You
be
have to-
collecting
you
resources
break
when
stuff
you
down.
kill things. You when you break things down,
Gotcha.
like when you dismantle.
Yeah, like
a
breaking, but
legendary-
is it gonna be like plants? Like, am I gonna be like killing things and
From
collecting plants?
what I've seen, I haven't seen any like plants, but I have
No.
seen like when you kill things, like little like
They drop
lights
things. Okay.
are dropped and you just run over them. So it's nothing like you have to click on and get that I've seen, because in the gameplay it's so fast paced. So I think it's just everything that's fallen from
It's
the enemy
happening. Yeah, you're not gonna
is
have
what you're
time
getting,
to.
and then whatever you dismantle, you'll get stuff from that.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah.
So I haven't paused on this screen yet, but what does it say underneath Boomtown? Like,
It
it's blurry for me,
says-
so I can't see it.
oh,
But I
it
want to. Is
says-
it like a description?
Yeah, it's a description. Colin is begging you to put a stop to Dr. Detonator and his bandits abduction racket. Word is he got his hands on some drop pods resources that helped him escalate his business. His hideout is located close to the road that leads from Dreadlock past Trenchtown. So basically, it sounds almost like a strike. You're going in here, they're sending in here to do it, and the quicker you get done, the
Yeah.
more loot you get. And the higher you put it, the better loot you'll get. So,
Yeah.
this is exciting. I'm excited.
Exciting.
I can't wait for the next video, which sounds like they'll be putting them out monthly, maybe even a little bit sooner.
No, we've said that before.
I mean, they were supposed to do it monthly, and only
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be released probably by now. That's why they delayed it, and it's fine. I
can
feel
read
like
a
we'll
little
get
bit,
one in
Lily.
December. I think we'll definitely get one in December. And I
I have a
believe we get one
feeling
in
we're going to get
January.
2 in January and 1 before release, is my theory.
Yeah, we'll probably
Maybe
get it,
small
a week
ones?
before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what else.
two,
What else
so
are they
that
gonna
means
do?
2 in January, which beginning of January, end of
Gameplay.
January. Well, you gotta think
We
you
have
got
so much
you
gameplay
have
on their
the
YouTube.
4
though.
other powers for each of the classes. Technically, the Technomancer they go over 5, so it only has 3 more that it has to go over.
Yeah, that Technomancer footage was
The
fantastic.
Eye of the Storm, I'll be honest, I can see them not releasing any info on that till
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
it's gonna be
before it launches.
probably the last thing we
having it-
see,
yeah.
which is fine.
If we see it.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, if we
But-
see it, and that's fine too.
Thanks for everybody coming out. If you have any
Yeah,
questions,
definitely.
please leave them on the YouTube channel. We will answer them, or hit us up on Twitter.
Twitter.
We'll
Absolutely.
answer anything we can. And we are not sponsored by Outriders. Outriders doesn't know we exist, but we love the game. Enjoy the shit out of it. If you have any questions, please hit us up. And we will talk to you guys later. Lady, Bomber, thanks for coming
Bye,
out.
guys.
Hey, thank y'all. Hey, thank you everybody.
Joyous time.
Night,